Worldwide movement, peace, love, respect. Big King Sadiq hollering at you one more again. Real quick, actually out um, walking my son's dog, Zeus, my little homie. And there he goes. What's up, Zeus? Say what's up for the folks. Zeus is a little tired. We've been rolling for a little bit. I even got a little sweat on my brow. We've been rolling. But yeah, just wanted to touch really quickly on something I was discussing briefly with my mother, right? The fact that we are now going through a process, right? We are indeed going through a profound worldwide change, right? As the paradigm is shifting, we are exiting and have actually ended the old paradigm and are in the process of completing that, right? While we establish and set the new paradigm, a new paradigm of peace, love, respect, right? Yeah, so we need to approach it that way as a process, right? With patience, with deliverance, with resolve, right? We need to have established in our mind what we want to accomplish and have the wherewithal to stick through the entire process. And I was discussing with her that, indeed we need to go through this with maturity, right? We have a great deal to change on this planet. Uh, you know, no matter what level of life, I guess I'll say, you want to take a look at, whether it be world affairs, whether it be domestic affairs here in the U.S., you know, your state, city, community, right down to in our homes, right? We've got a lot to continue to uncover, which we will. Certainly that's been the theme of 2020, and I certainly expect that to continue. A lot of the things that have been needing to be changed are being brought to the surface so that we can not just expose them, but from that point, once we know what needs to change, who needs to change from being in what position of power, right? What groups need to no longer be in a position of power, and how we need to empower the people, right? So we really need to, it seems, understand with a little more depth that this is a process that indeed we can consider to be very rigorous, right? Certainly a lot of work involved to change the world, right? Only to be expected. And we need to, again, approach it with patience, right? Understanding that in each step of the way, each part of the process, we have to go through the methodology of uncovering, right? First, what needs to change, processing it with spiritual maturity, right? And then with resolve and without hesitation, taking the steps to initiate and, in fact, complete change, right? Change is the only constant, so change will happen. It's up to us to steer that change, right? It's up to us, in fact, to determine what that change looks like, right? In practical sense. How it shows up in our daily lives is up to us to determine. And if we don't determine it for ourselves, it will be determined for us, as we can see with how things have been progressing with the quote unquote official protocol for this pandemic, right? Um, so yeah, we definitely are in the midst of something really profound, something that I'm sure many generations before us would love to have seen once we get to the other side of this thing, this process, right? Because it's not just, again, that we're going to uncover a lot, we certainly are. But by doing so, we're putting ourselves in a position to change these things in the manner that we'd like to see change happen. Um, so yeah, let's remember that this is a process, and let's just go through the steps of the process. Let's uncover what needs to change, who and what needs to change, right? What systems. I speak quite often about how we need to go from having linear systems that exhaust resources and exhaust uh, the people and uh, the the outlook or the forecast for such systems are always ending, right? In a what you could call a crash, right? Because the systems are designed to have a finite life, right? Um, when we could, in fact, be living under cyclical systems, right? Which I just mean systems that enrich and put back uh, from whence they take, right? It's not just about take, take, take. It's about take, 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 put back, put back, put back, enrich, enrich, enrich. And we will continue to have a cycle, a system um, that is ongoing, that is not finite, right? And that can continue to have us flourish on this planet from now and far into the future, right? But we can only do that by establishing cyclical systems, not these finite linear systems. The elites of the world don't want to change the finite systems because it has them in quite of a position of power, right? Um, and they would in fact offer up band-aid solutions, is what I call them. Solutions that only deal with surface issues that are caused from a broken system or several broken systems, when I in fact suggest that rather than continuing with these band-aid solutions, we, the people, right, need to step up and change the systems themselves, right, and adopt, put into practice, and administer systems that are cyclical and that benefit us all, right? Not only the humans on this planet, but the planet itself, right? We need to, again, become a functioning, healthy part of the ecosystem and not continue to enforce so myopically our own ego system, right? Um, so yeah, let's put energy and focus on that moving forward, and doing so in understanding again that this is a process, that we have to be patient, we have to be rigorous, resolute, and we very much have to be mature in dealing with all this, right? There are things that we're going to have to deal with that are those that would fit into the category of those ugly skeletons in the closet, right? It takes maturity to deal with that. There are things that we've done wrong as a society, down to each and every individual, that we need to look in the mirror and deal with and process. Because folks, anybody living in this country, for example, our entire lifestyle is predicated on usurping other people in the world in order for us to live the way we do. The products that we buy every day, um, from our clothing, our automobiles, everything that we have in our houses, we participate in active finite systems that usurp people all around the world. And in some cases, we're talking about downright slavery, right? The De Beers family and some of these other huge diamond and jewelry connoisseurs or sellers, I guess is just a plain way of saying it, make incredible amounts of money and gain a great deal of power. And that entire industry is predicated on usurping people who can't help themselves, who can't speak up for themselves. And that industry, in fact, has slavery going on right now as we speak. And you know, in those diamond mines. Not to speak of other instances around the world where we, in fact, do see slavery, right? Some of those sweatshops in China that make the garments that we love to throw on our backs so conveniently have folks working under some of the most horrid and horrific conditions you could fathom, right? You know, there are all sorts of examples of this depravity around the world that we contribute to, either directly or indirectly. And we certainly need to be mature enough to look in the mirror, accept responsibility, and say, all right, this needs to change. And that change can start with me, right? That takes maturity, that takes ownership, and the kind of responsibility and resolve that we need to process real solutions as we move forward in this paradigm change. All right? So again, it's a process. We can and will complete this process all together, right? Let's do so in high vibrational frequency resonance, and let's do so with patience and maturity, particularly spiritual maturity, right? All right, just wanted to touch on that. Let's keep moving forward, man. Another beautiful day for us all to celebrate as we push our way forward to making this planet so much better, right? And what do we call that effort? Worldwide movement. Peace, love, respect. Big King Sadiq out.